I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
Hey, what's poppin', my homies? Hope you guys are doing well, doing blessed. Another UFC card to break down. Amanda Lemos taking on Jessica Andrade. Now the main event's not the greatest, but business as usual. Let's go. Alright guys, we've got a matchup between Dean Barry taking on Mike Jackson. I'm not going to waste too much time with this breakdown. Mike Jackson shouldn't be inside the UFC. And maybe there's a case Dean Barry shouldn't be inside the UFC too. But when you're looking at the skill set of Dean Barry compared to Mike Jackson, you know, the prediction's right there. Dean Barry has good karate. You know, the kicks are pretty good. You know, what has Mike Jackson got in this matchup? His octagon name is The Truth, but it should be The Fraud. You know what I'm saying? My prediction on this matchup, I'm going to take the sniper, Dean Barry, to win this matchup. And I'm going to say he wins inside the distance. If Mike Jackson can win this matchup, I would be amazed. But it's got to be Dean Barry. It has to be. Actually, if Mike Jackson even makes it outside of round 1, I'll be amazed. I think Dean Barry inside the distance has to be the prediction. Now looking at the betting line, you've got Dean Barry over -1000, which is a madness, but at the same time, kinda true. Alright, moving into a matchup between Marcin Prachnio taking on Phillipe Lins, which is arguably one of the biggest pick'ems of all time. Now guys, if I said to you who was the last guy Sam Alvey TKO'd inside the UFC, it's Marcin Prachnio. The last guy Sam Alvey TKO'd, Marcin Prachnio. You know, that information alone kinda makes me want to pick Phillipe Lins to win this matchup. But the reason why this one's really a pick'em matchup, Phillipe Lins ain't that good. He's not that good, and that's why it's a pick'em. Marcin Prachnio is on a 2-fight win streak. Phillipe Lins 2-fight losing streak. And it's still a 50-50 matchup, you know. Who do you put your money on? I don't think you lay any money on this matchup. Now looking at the styles of the fighters, Marcin Prachnio is more of a kicker. You know, the guy likes the kicks. Now on the flip side, looking at Phillipe Lins, what does this guy really like to do? He likes to get sent to Shadow City. You know, Phillipe Lins hasn't really shown too much so far inside the UFC. Like I said guys, this one's really a pick'em matchup. I'm not going to bet it. But if I had to make a prediction on this matchup, I'm going to side with Phillipe Lins to get his first UFC win. It's not a confident prediction. Like I said, it's a pick'em matchup. But if he can grapple Marcin, make it more of a boxing type matchup, he might get a win. On the flip side, Marcin Prachnio should try to use the kicks. It's a pick'em. Alright, moving into a matchup between Qileng Aori taking on Cameron Else. Now this matchup guys, it kind of feels like Qileng Aori's gonna get his first UFC win. That's how I feel with this matchup. You know, you look at his UFC debut, it was an awesome debut, man. Both guys throwing down, him and Jeff Molina. Awesome matchup. Then you look at the matchup against Cody Durden where he got kind of wrestled a little bit. You know, it was a close fight, but kinda got wrestled. Now in this matchup, I believe Qileng Aori is gonna have a big striking advantage. Now looking at the flip side of the matchup, I think the only concern for Qileng would be the grappling. You know, Cameron's got to try to grapple in this matchup. I know Cody Durden had success with the wrestling, but I don't really see Cameron being on the same level grappling wise. So yeah guys, like I said, I think Qileng Aori is going to get his first UFC win. Maybe a TKO stoppage or a decision. But yeah, Qileng Aori moneyline would probably be the safest bet. I do want to pick the UK fighters as much as I can, but if Cameron Else is striking with Qileng, it's going to be a dangerous matchup. It's going to be a dangerous fight. And that's kind of what I think happens. I think we're going to get more striking than grappling, which is going to lead to Qileng getting his first UFC win. Alright, moving into a matchup between Tyson Pedro taking on IK Villanueva. You know, this one's quite an interesting matchup because we haven't seen Tyson Pedro in a while. Some people might not know who Tyson Pedro is, you know, he's been away that long. But if you look at the skill set of Tyson Pedro, it's going to be jiu-jitsu. You know, the guy's jiu-jitsu is pretty decent. It's at quite a high level, you know, levels above IK Villanueva from a grappling standpoint. To be honest guys, I kind of think Tyson Pedro would even be technically a better striker than IK Villanueva. I'm not saying he's more of a dog, like he's going to bite down on the mouthpiece and knock you out the way IK is trying to do. I'm not saying that. But if you just look at the technicality of both fighters, you know, despite the layoff that Tyson Pedro has, he is going to be the technically better fighter. And I'm kind of interested to see, you know, he's had the few years layoff. How's he going to look coming back? I'm going to take Tyson Pedro. I think his jiu-jitsu's better. And like I said, I think he's technically the better fighter. He hasn't got more experience. He's not more active. But I still feel more comfortable picking Tyson Pedro to win this matchup. Now looking at the betting line. Oh my goodness. They've got Tyson Pedro minus 500. Alright, you can't bet the money line though. That's a madness. Alright guys, moving into a matchup between Dwight Grant taking on Sergey Khandozhko. I probably butchered that name. I'm going to call him Sergey. Alright, so breaking down this matchup, it's really a difficult matchup to predict, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you're thinking about laying some money on Dwight Grant, I would advise you not to do it. Hey guys, I don't know if you heard that, but I got a call in the middle of that recording. Hey, big shout out to John at William Hill. Big shout out to John. My William Hill account just got reopened. The max bet has been removed. Let's go, John at William Hill. Alright guys, the breakdown on this matchup is going to be, in my opinion, don't lay any money. You know, looking at Dwight Grant, the inactivity, the output, super low. It's no bueno. Now on the flip side, you've got a fighter who is super inactive. Not in terms of output, but in terms of fighting. You know, it's been a few years since you've seen Sergey inside the octagon. So yeah, I just see red flags with this matchup. I'm not going to bet it. But guys, if you put the FAMAS from Modern Warfare 2 with the red dot and you point it to my head and I have to make a prediction, I'm going to pick Sergey Khandozhko and I don't feel good about it. You probably get that kill. But yeah guys, in my opinion, don't lay any money on this matchup. Alright, moving into a matchup between Jourdain Wright taking on Marc-Andre Bariiault. Hey, we're going to spark the blunt on this one. And to be honest, everyone should know why we're sparking the blunt on this fight. Jourdain Wright, the Beverly Hills Ninja, yeah? That octagon name. One of the best octagon names you can find. The Beverly Hills Ninja. A massive shout out to Jourdain Wright. The octagon name is super lit. Now looking at the fighting style of Jourdain Wright, you know, the kicks are pretty good. But when you're looking at areas where Jourdain Wright's not too good, it's getting hit. You know, the chin's not great. Even if Jourdain Wright's winning the matchup, you know, firing good kicks to the opponent, having success with the kicking style. Even if Jourdain Wright's doing that, you know, at some point, the guy just gets dusted. And that's kind of what happened against Buckley, and it happened against Bruno Silva. Now on the flip side guys, looking at Marc-Andre Bariiault, he got completely dusted by Chidi Njokwani. You know, it's a little bit concerning that Marc-Andre is fighting like 8 weeks after getting sent to Shadow City. That is a little bit concerning, and maybe Jourdain Wright can take some confidence from that, you know. Maybe he can look at that knockout and think, I can kick this guy in the head, I can knock him out. But that's really what you've got with this matchup. You've got Marc-Andre, who is a power bar. You know, the guy fights at a high pace, a high pressure. The output of Marc-Andre is pretty good. Now, if Jourdain Wright doesn't find that head kick knockout, I think Marc-Andre should win this matchup. I can't pick the Beverly Hills Ninja to win the fight. I like the octagon name. I like the kicks. But my prediction has to be Marc-Andre. I think he's going to put a good pace on Jourdain Wright and maybe not get dusted inside like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Alright, moving into a matchup between Charles Jourdain, Lando, Vannata. You've got to spark the blunt. This is a fire matchup. Now starting with Charles Jourdain, you know, this guy's a good striker. The boxing's good, the kicking's good. Charles Jourdain can strike. On the flip side, you know, Lando Vannata's really good. The striking's fluid. He's got one of the best knockouts in UFC history. Super nasty. I think one of the best ways Lando Vannata could win this matchup would be to utilise the grappling. You know, look to wrestle Charles Jourdain because Charles Jourdain's takedown defense isn't the best. His grappling's not great. So if you can take Charles Jourdain out of that striking matchup that he's looking for, there's a good chance you can beat him. Now guys, here's the problem with that logic. Lando Vannata's like more of an entertainer. Look at Lando Vannata's record. He never does 2 things in a row. He doesn't win 2 times in a row. He doesn't lose 2 times in a row. He doesn't draw 2 times in a row. You know, it's a good matchup. Potentially going to bet on fight to go the distance depending on what that line is. But if I had to make a prediction on who's going to win this matchup, if it's more of a striking matchup, I think Charles Jourdain's going to have some good moments. I'm not saying Lando Vannata's not. He's going to have good moments too, but I just think Charles Jourdain's more serious. Whereas, like I said, Lando Vannata's more of an entertainer. It's a good matchup though. It's a fire matchup. I'm going Charles Jourdain. Alright, my homies, you know what time it is, man. And if you don't know what time it is, now you know. Let's go. It's time to smoke break. If you waited to smoke with me, amen. If you've been smoking this whole time, double amen. If you're not a smoker but you enjoy the smoke breaks, that's a triple amen, gang. Let's go. Alright, the mentions I want to give on the smoke break. Firstly, the 2-fight parlay. Post that in the comment section below. The second mention I want to give, a subscriber on the channel said in the last video, I don't give enough credit to Jordan Levitt. I did bet on Trey Ogden. Trey Ogden did lose the fight. So yeah, credit to Jordan Levitt. He spammed the low kicks. He spammed that low kick. It was annoying, but it got the job done. And his grappling's good. You know, Jordan Levitt's grappling is pretty decent. Trey Ogden, man, you've got to get back to your feet in that last round. You've got to work back to the feet, man. Come on. Alright, my homies, if you want all of my bets on this UFC card, the only way to do that is on the Patreon, so check that out. And if you join the Patreon, make sure you join the Discord group too. It's pretty lit on fight nights. It's lit throughout the whole week, to be honest. Alright, let's break down this main card. Let's go. Alright, moving into a matchup between Mudaerji taking on Manel Kape. Now guys, it's Mudaerji, but it's really dodgy knee. Yeah? He's got a dodgy knee, man. Had to get surgery, you know. When the knee goes to snap city, you've got to get surgery. And that's what Mudaerji had to do. So I'm going to start the breakdown by mentioning that. Mudaerji knee has the dodgy knee. And to be honest, guys, when you look at Mudaerji as a fighter, the movement is like the most noticeable thing. You know, Su has great movement, but how's that movement going to look after surgery? Now on the flip side, you've got Manel Kape. You know, he's been doing some nice work recently. You see that against Ode Osborne. You see that against Zhalgas Zhumagulov. I think one of the questions that UFC fans had was, why is Manel Kape so inactive in the fight? You know, why is the output so low? Really because he's trying to find that stoppage, you know, he's trying to find that perfect moment. And to be honest, he has been finding that recently. Now guys, I do want to mention, if you go to Manel Kape's Instagram, he said he's going to wrestle in this matchup. I know fighters say sometimes like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they don't do it, right?
They started trying to grapple, you know, like a dusty bitch.
But I believe Manel Kape, man. I think this guy's going to wrestle. I think he can calf kick Mudaerji. I think he can be explosive with the punches. I think Manel Kape is going to be the prediction in this matchup. I like Mudaerji, you know, the movement's pretty good. He's quick, but that injury is a little bit concerning, and Manel Kape's in good form. I'm taking Manel Kape. Alright, moving into a matchup between Maycee Barber taking on Montana De La Rosa. Guys, let me tell you why Maycee Barber is going to be the prediction. Let me tell you why. If Maycee Barber wins the fight, she's going to win the fight. If Maycee Barber loses the fight, she might get a split decision win. And that's why we're going to pick Maycee Barber to win this matchup. But if we're going to look at the matchup itself, and you know, look at what both fighters like to do, Montana De La Rosa is a really good wrestler. The wrestling is really decent, but I think Maycee Barber potentially has like a checkmate. Her wrestling's pretty decent too. And if Maycee Barber can utilise some good wrestling, look to keep the fight kickboxing, she's probably going to win that matchup. I wouldn't say she dominates Montana in the kickboxing. I wouldn't say it's like domination, but I would still say Maycee Barber has the advantage in like the boxing. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I think if Maycee wins the fight, she wins the fight. If she loses the fight, she might still win the fight. That's going to be my prediction. Maycee Barber. The UFC love this girl. Alright, moving into a matchup between Clay Guida taking on Claudio Puelles. Guys, in all honesty, man, this is a matchup where you don't want to lay too much bread. You know what I'm saying? You look at Clay Guida with his last matchup, you know, a super weird situation. You know, Leonardo Santos hurt Clay Guida, starts teeing off, you know, punch after punch, and somehow that fight doesn't get stopped. I'm glad it didn't, because I picked Clay Guida to win that matchup. But I kind of got lucky on that prediction, you know. Clay Guida Somehow the fight doesn't get stopped. Leonardo Santos completely gassed. Now on the flip side you've got Claudio Puelles, who isn't a great fighter but the kicks are pretty decent. The grappling's not bad too, you know, the jiu-jitsu is pretty good on Claudio Puelles. In all honesty, you know, Claudio really should win this matchup. He's 26 years old fighting a 40-year-old man. I know it's Clay Guida, you know, the cardio's good, the output's good, the wrestling's good, the guy's a veteran, he's a legend, it's Clay Guida. But I'm not going to make that prediction. I'm going to side with Claudio Puelles to win this matchup. And you can get Claudio at plus money too, you can get him as an underdog. I like that pick as an underdog. You know, if Claudio was like minus 150, minus 200, you just leave the fight alone. But at plus money, at underdog odds, yeah, I'm liking Claudio in this one. Clay Guida's 40 years old, man, that's too old. Don't bet on Clay Guida. Alright my homies, main event, we've got Amanda Lemos taking on Jessica Andrade. If you enjoy my fight breakdowns, make sure you Hamzat smash the subscribe button, Hamzat smash the like button, let's go. So the main event, Jessica Andrade, Amanda Lemos, it's not the greatest main event, but you know, UFC 274 is kinda getting close. We're still gonna watch these fights. Alright, so looking at Jessica Andrade, you know, this girl's super aggressive. Right, she can knock you dead. When you're looking at who's got more experience between both of these fighters, again the answer is going to be Jessica Andrade. Even looking at who's the former champion, you know, Jessica Andrade was able to dump Rose Namajunas on her bald head.
Danger. Keep my wife's name.
And she became the champion doing that. There's a lot of good qualities that Jessica Andrade brings to this main event. Now on the flip side, you've got Amanda Lemos, who has been doing pretty good, you know, she's been putting in some nice work. You look at the win against Lavina Souza, the win against Montserrat Ruiz, these are good TKO stoppages. Now my problem with Amanda Lemos, if you look at her last fight guys against Angie Hill, round 1 was a good round. But after round 1, she kinda gets worked over a little bit. I had a bet on Amanda Lemos and I kinda felt like I got lucky with the split decision. Really what we learned with Amanda Lemos, the cardio's not too great. You know, she gave a lot in that first round and then she slows down for the remaining 10 minutes. Now is there a chance that Amanda Lemos can TKO Jessica Andrade? Is there a chance that can happen? Absolutely, right? Amanda Lemos has shown she's a violent striker. A really good kicker, but if you slow down against Jessica Andrade the way you slowed down against Angela Hill, I don't think Amanda Lemos is going to win this fight. And I'm going to predict that happens. I'm going to predict the former champion has more to offer than the up-and-comer Amanda Lemos. So yeah guys, that's going to be my prediction on the main event. I'm going to take Jessica Andrade, the former champion, a great puncher, a great kicker, a good grappler, good cardio, good toughness, you know, just a good fighter. I don't like what I see from Amanda Lemos slowing down against Angela Hill. Alright my homies, be sure to drop your main event, your co-main event, your 2-fight parlays, underdogs, straight plays, all of that good stuff. Drop it in the comment section below. Alright, peace.